battle's been raging in Vietnam for a couple of months now, but recently it seems that even here in the States we aren't safe from controversy. A high schooler was just suspended for wearing an armband with a peace symbol on it to protest the war. Let's hear what our man on the ground has to say about this. Brandon, what's going on down there?
Standing behind me right now is this Moines school. It stood its ground since 1907, building its reputation as being one of the largest and most prestigious schools here in Iowa. But recently, the school's been pelted with lots of new conflicts and legal disputes. This trouble all began when a student by the name of John Tinker decided to wear an armband with a peace symbol on it, protesting the war.
That's right, folks. Mild-mannered nobody John Tinker was suspended from the Des Moines school for simply wearing an armband. Tinker and his friends had planned out the coordinated wearing of these bands weeks in advance, but when John Tinker showed up to school on December 17, 1965, wearing the armband, he was met with disciplinary action from the school and received a 2-week suspension. We were able to reach Mr. Tinker for an interview a few days after the incident occurred.
So, John, tell us about the situation.
Well, it all started when I came to school wearing this armband to protest the war. I'm pro-peace, I'm anti-war, so I wore this to show that, and then next thing I know, I'm now suspended from school.
Do you think the school was justified to suspend you for this long?
Well, my lawyer tells me that something like this is called symbolic speech. It's protected under the First Amendment, so I do not think they're justified whatsoever.
But this isn't considered speech, though, since it is an article of clothing.
You know what? Let me drop a little knowledge bomb on you. For it to be speech, I don't have to talk. I can symbolize it in many ways. Like this, it's freedom of speech. Like the government cannot tell me what I can and can't wear. Like, it's just not right. So this, symbolic speech, it's a way to show that I am protesting the war.
That's very interesting. I like that.
I agree, and I just think it's dumb that I'm being suspended. No, stop.
You can't
stop,
be at school grounds.
stop.
We suspended you. We got a runner.
Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Brendan. Tinker believes that his actions were justified, and it was actually the school that was in violation, specifically of the speech protections by the First Amendment. Well, that's certainly one side of the story. Now let's hear what the school has to say.
I'm here with Mr. Justin Wasleib, a school official who is the one to suggest John Tinker's suspension. So tell me, Mr. Wasleib, why did you suspend Mr. John Tinker?
Well, we believe that students in school still do have protections under the First Amendment, but to a certain extent. We don't want anything detrimental happening to our classes, and what Mr. Tinker did was clearly a disruption to our class.
Did you remove him immediately?
No. We simply told him that if he refused to comply with the removal of the armband, we'd suspend him. But then he started screaming, and that kid is pretty loud, so we had to literally drag him out of the school. So yeah, I guess we did remove him immediately.
That's interesting.
Well, you heard it here first. The reason the school suspended Tinker was because they believed that it was a disruption to the learning environment, as stated by the handsome man being interviewed. So now you've heard both arguments for this case. And what better way to decide who's right than through the Supreme Court? The ACLU represented Tinker in this case, and it was there the verdict finally came through. Tell us how it went down, Brandon. Brandon, where are you?
Well, Jeff, I'm sitting right here in front of the Supreme Court, where November 12, 1968, 9 justices decided on whether or not the ban of symbolic protest violated the students' First Amendment rights. Let's see what the court had to say.
The court has hereby decided with the ruling of 7-2 in favor of Mr. John Tinker.
Yes!
The school
Yes!
cannot...
Yes!
Mr. Tinker,
Eat school!
please calm down. Mr. Tinker, sir, please, you're gonna have to quiet.
I won!
Mr. Tinker, Dennis!
Go ahead and take
Let the
it
record
away.
show that Mr.
Take it
Tinker is
away,
being
Captain.
forcefully dragged out by the
This was
bailiff.
worth it. Every last second. Freedom!
Oh, Jesus.
Freedom!
Todd, you still got any of that aspirin?
Jeff, there you have it. Tinker won the case. Well, now you may be wondering, what implications did this case have on the rest of the country? Come on, let's go for a walk. So basically, what Tinker did is he won every student in America's right to symbolic speech, as long as it isn't disruptive. So, you guys have the power to do anything you want. Riot against the school. Rebel against the teachers. Oh, snap. I forgot. You guys can only perform non-disruptive things. That kind of sucks. So please disregard everything I just said. Because that's not legal. For now.
Whoa. Calm down a bit there, buddy. We don't want them to get any wrong ideas. Oh man, that got a little bit dark. On a happier note, a statue was constructed in John's honor for protecting students' rights all across the country. Some even say his spirit still lives today. Take a look at the person to your right. They could become the next John Tinker. You could become the next John Tinker. But one thing is for sure, we should all strive forward and follow his steps. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today, folks. Tune in next time when we cover the latest craze. Galoshes. You can wear them and your feet won't get wet. See you guys next year.